In this module, we pick up on a theme that we encountered at several points throughout Module 1, namely that one of education's main tasks is to guide young people so that they can make a successful transition into adulthood. The title of this module is taken from an old Jesuit saying, "Give me the child at 7 and I will show you the man." By this they meant that if you could take a young person at an impressionable age, you could instill in them the qualities of character that you considered to be desirable of a normal adult. Later in this module, we will look at some of the ways that education attempts to shape the normal person. Before doing so, however, I want to present you with an argument that the historical career of mass compulsory schooling has been heavily influenced by changing ideas of childhood and adolescence. Now, this idea that adolescence and childhood somehow change over time may seem strange to you. Surely these are universal physiological processes, ones that every human being, everywhere, in every time, has to pass through as they make the transition into adulthood. Yes, it is true that as we grow older, we biologically mature. We grow taller, we get heavier, we grow hair in places where it never was before. We also go through processes of psychosocial development. We acquire certain cognitive skills, sensory motor skills, our understanding of where we stand in the world, and our relations to other people changes over time as well. We start off very egocentric, the centre of the universe as an infant, because of our helplessness. And then slowly, as we progress towards adulthood, we acquire an understanding that we share the world with others and we have certain responsibilities attached to that. The position I want to take is that while yes, it is the case that these physiological processes do take place, the cultural ideas of childhood and adolescence change over time. Here we are talking about the idea, the meanings that we attach to childhood and adolescence. And as these meanings change, the experiences of children and adolescents change as well. Taking this cultural view opens us up to the insight that this passage from infancy to adulthood varies from one culture to another. It varies in terms of the speed of transition. At what age does someone enter into adulthood? This changes from one culture to another. How many stages are involved in this transition? 1, 2, 3, 4? What are the skills and competencies that young people are expected to acquire before they become accepted fully as adults? These change from one culture to the next as well. And how do we mark the occasion for entering into adulthood? Do we have a formal rite of passage, an initiation ceremony where people have to demonstrate that they are suitable and well equipped for adult life? Or do we just have to have a certain number of birthdays? These transitions vary over time as well. In the Western world, not that long ago, the transition from infancy to adulthood was relatively straightforward. You started off as an infant, you then went as a child, you went to primary school, you then became an adolescent, went to high school, you completed high schooling, and then you went into the world of work. Depending upon which class you belonged to, the age might vary, but that was when you entered into the world of work. You would subsequently leave home, get married, and have a family. A very nice, clear line. As we will see, in a later topic, things are not so clear-cut today. So these things vary over time as well. But I also want to advance perhaps a more controversial view, namely that the idea of adolescence as we understand it today, and even the idea of childhood as we understand it today, haven't always existed.